6:55. Let's knock out some podcasts. New episode drops. Shango Matato's got a new one. That's it. That's all. It's coming up. But first, he is the Guam Guy, Farron Taijeron. Good morning, Farron.
Off the day. Good morning.
Good morning, my friend. So we got a new episode of the Guam Guy. One of my favorite podcasts on the KUAM podcast network because it's just so cool to look at, man. And in this episode, the subject is very, very interesting, man. We're talking about drones, search and rescue science, aviation. I mean, there's so many levels to this drone convo, man. If you could just give us your take on what people are going to see when they watch this episode of the Guam Guy.
Sure. I'll be honest. Like, I mostly wanted to do this episode to really kind of feature my very good friend Mike Kittergua. Really not knowing how much more interesting drones would be than I was previously expecting. And so we talked about so many applications for the potential uses of drones and even actual uses of drones. As you said, search and rescue, both on land and in the water. How much more effective that could make rescue operations and find somebody if they're lost, or multiple people if they're lost. We talked about the drone light show. And I threw in this crazy idea about maybe they could copy that Harry Potter scene with the Weasley twins and the firecrackers, because that would be crazy and that'd be so fun. Science and research. So we had Janelle on from the University of Guam Drone Corps, and she's also a grad student using drones for her research. And I'm throwing this in right now. It's an industry, and it's a growing industry. And if you're a video gamer, I would guess you already have an advantage, especially first-person shooter games, because you have to have such great control over your characters and how you move. So there's applications in the healthcare field. Really, it's hard to think of a business or entity or organization or group that can benefit from drones. So I would encourage anybody, especially the people who might roll their eyes, I have no use for drones, to actually watch it or listen and see how it might be able to improve their business or services or whatever they got.
Thank you. We do have a nice little clip here, Farron, and the podcast is going to be up everywhere. We're debuting it today on the KUM News Facebook page, but it's on Apple, Spotify, just kind of all over the place. Farron, and before we let you go, I wanted to give you a little plug because I saw something in the production room. Is this Guam Guy T-shirt thing? Is this a thing?
Yeah, it is. I was going to talk about it later, but I'm happy to talk about it now if you like, just to take a couple minutes. But sure. All right. So yeah, I launched another Instagram account. It's called the Guam Extreme Cleanup Crew. And so I wanted to kind of, raise money for our kind of misadventures of like doing our weird cleanups around the island, and two, kind of make it a conduit to allow people to like do cleanups with us and like partner with other organizations who, I'll be honest, like have liability forms and experience working with the public on these types of things. And so people could collaborate with us, or we could collaborate with others, work together, and kind of make, it's a terrible thing to see trash around and be really, I think we're trying to push the needle toward making the island cleaner and actually doing like trash pickups cleaner. And so these shirts are just to kind of represent that. Let me grab one. We have this amazing artwork designed by Christian, also going by Saving Serena. So we have a rock climber, scuba diver, free diver, and hiker, like all with like a trash bag, mesh bag to just promote, people getting out there who enjoy nature as we do, and try to take care of it a little better.
Right on, Farron.
Oh yeah, one more thing. Shirts are being sold at GMI Scuba Wholesale in East Agania, at MacTech in Akanta Mall, and at Southern Mountain Gear also has a different run of the shirts. That's a collab shirt, and will also, I haven't told anybody this yet, but they'll also be sold in Agani Shopping Center with the the store that sells Guam Peeps and Toisoyama, who you guys know.
Oh yeah. Right on, man. Good to hear that, dude. Nice to see you branching out in a way that raises awareness about just environmentalism. I love it, Farron.
Thank you. And it's 100% nonprofit. I'm not taking a profit. None of the businesses are taking a profit. They're just selling. They're selling it like for free, just to help out. So it's a really amazing thing with local businesses trying to help out too.
That's great. So none of the money's going towards a big fat executive director salary for you.
There is no executive director. There's no one's salary to pay. We're just children of Guam, just trying to help out.
Thank you, Farron, man. And we're gonna play this clip, and like I said, the new episode of Guam Guy. It's everywhere on the KUAM Podcast Network. And thank you so much for jumping on, Farron.
All right, thank you. Thank you both. Thank you all.
Have a great week, my friend. And here you go, the latest sneak peek episode, sneak peek of the latest episode from the Guam Guy podcast. We're coming right back with Sean Gumatata, and that's it. That's all. He's got a new episode on the KUAM Podcast Network. Next, right here on the link.
We were able to take out the life rings, as you mentioned. We had a swimmer in the water, just demonstrating that type of rescue. And they were quite impressed. GFD was quite impressed, and so were the standbyers. People usually, when they see us testing out at EPOW, we get a nice crowd. It's always fun. They come up, a lot of kids, a lot of young kids. They get very, very interested and in awe, right, of what the drone is doing. And they come up, they want to touch, feel it, and they definitely want to learn. And so we're there, and we give that opportunity for our bystanders to be able to touch and feel and learn. Educate them a little on what we're doing and demonstrating.
You guys are doing some amazing drone stuff that I never even thought about capable, life-saving drones.
And to add to that, Farron, with the drones, they fly lower, right? They're capable of flying lower. So you get more of an immediate response, or some kind of you pick up quicker than you would with a manned aircraft.
And to add to that, drones, it could be a force multiplier, as in not just one drone pilot, you can have 10 or have a swarm of drones. That way they can all sweep and just be way more efficient than maybe one or two helicopters. Because the resources to deploy one helicopter or two, that's in the hundreds, or I don't know how many thousands of dollars, but it's very expensive. But drones can be a very cost efficient and very efficient in general way to search for people.
Not to mention safe for the operators as well. If you have multiple manned aircraft, that takes some really precise piloting and
coordination.
Yeah, if it's drones, like worst case scenario, if they hit each other, you lose your drones.
Yeah,
which is not a great scenario either.
Right. But at least nobody has died.
Yeah.
You have this promo vid I watched earlier, and I think that's a good segue just to cue that up right now.
Our world is forever changing, and with that come many challenges. Imagine a world where we are connected beyond the physical constraints that limit our imagination. Imagine a place where the simplest problems are met with the most forward-thinking solutions.
News and entertainment for this morning. The weather today seems nice and sunny, so be prepared to crank up the AC at your home. I've just received some breaking news from my team. The lockdown has been extended following a sharp rise in cases on island. Remember, folks, we're in this together. And the governor is really
A place where your chances of survival are that much greater. Where the true definition of access is no longer limited by social disparity. A world where the development of a new industry challenges young minds to step up and see beyond their traditional career. What if the world of tomorrow already exists today? And the answers, they come from the sky.
All clear.
Initiating drone delivery.
Access for all, with the ability to save lives. Take healthcare to the next level and connect in innovative ways we never imagined, built for everyone.
Thank God, thank you so much.
The sky has always been beyond the limits of our imagination. Are you ready for the future today?
All right, that's the sneak peek of the Guam Guy episode with a Farron Taijeron at 7:07 Monday, March 21st. We got to take a quick break, and we're coming back with Sean.